Today, we're going to look at our targets for Ethereum and see where price is. Pretty sure we smashed those targets. Review a New York AM short from yesterday. And of course, look at our bias for today. Let's move over to the calendar. Jimmy Trades, welcome back to the channel, guys. What do we got on for today? Well, it's Wednesday, 16th of July. We have core PPI at 8:30. Not a news event that I participate in for OSOC, but I will wait and see what news has for us before entering the market today. Rightio, let's get rid of that. And let's, well, we're on NQ. You know what? Let's just quickly jump over to ETH, because I do want to have a look at our targets. If we have a look at the daily, boom, look at that, guys. Here is our target zone, -2 to 2.5, drawn out from this manipulation leg. Price has nailed that level. Love to see that. So how did we come up with that idea? Simple. We looked at this manipulation leg that came down into a bullish point of interest. So in this regard, it is a bullish FEG. This one here, we had this nice strong move here. Price came down, tested that level, and then we got a closure through on this candle here. So we can use the bodies of these down closed candles to mark out our projections. And this is our projections. We're just using the fib retracement tool, and these are the settings that I use: -1, -2, 2.5, -4, and the -3. And the -2 to 2.5 is our target area. That's the area we look for price to want to reach for. Then at that level, we can anticipate consolidation, retracement. And if we do break through the -2.5 and we get a closure through that, from that point, we can anticipate price to reach for this -4. Here is the series of highs that we are looking for price to reach to. This is that low resistance liquidity through here. So I like where Ethereum is at this point. Let's back it out to Bitcoin. While we're there, we've had pretty significant sell-off, but that's to be anticipated with price reaching to the all-time highs. DGens wanting to get their money out. We could see that we had that sell-off from the all-time high. Now, I would like to have seen price come down into this bullish FEG, find support here, and then continue higher. At the moment, we're holding up here at this level. So I'm going to use the wick of the previous day to look for price to find support there. And we have come down to this 50% level, and we've found support, and we are moving higher. So at the moment, it's an open low, and we're looking at a high, potentially a high close candle. So we'll look for previous day high as our first target if price has willingness to get there. All right, and then from there, we're looking at our target zone up here. So this is healthy to see a retracement after this quite bullish run over the last several days here. So we'll see how this holds up or stacks up today. All right, let's move over to NQ now. While we're on the daily, we'll have a look at the bias, and we'll have a quick look at that trade from yesterday. So what do we see? Is this insight to order flow? We have a candle closure back inside the range of the previous day. We are reaching from all-time highs here. We've swept out these highs. Now today we have moved lower. So we have swept out previous day low, and we are finding support on these opposing candles. So two things. This is insight to order flow. Generally, when I see this, I'm anticipating price to continue to move lower. Okay, this is our signal for price to move lower. If price doesn't, or if price does run higher during New York AM session, then I'd be looking for the 50% level here of the previous day's wick to be tested. If we run up, do we run lower? Or do we break through that level and continue to move higher? At this stage, I think we'll probably continue to move lower today, even though we have swept out previous day low, just based on this candle alone. And we have the same thing here with ES. ES had that closure back inside the range as well of our all-time highs. So I'd be looking or anticipating, at least at this stage, to see ES and NQ move lower. Righty. Let's drop over to NQ and we'll just go and have a quick look at that trade. We'll do a quick trade recap from yesterday's New York session. Where are we? Not too far here. Let's get rid of that. Here we go. Okay. Way too far. All right. So here is, we've come off new all-time highs. We put in a bearish FEG here, and we swept out this low. So we swept and closed through this low. So this becomes our change in state of delivery. We've closed below these opposing candles and we've done it with displacement. We can see price reaches back up into this bearish FEG. And then when we drop down to the 1 minute, we'll find that. Here we go. So here we are at that 15-minute point of interest. So 15M negative FEG. And price at that moment in time, we swept out this level. We can see here ever so slightly, there is an inversion here. Okay. So we've got a bullish FEG that is inverted. So then what I did is I took the trade